So I'm Tyler Gianchetta. I'm from Huntington, and I'm an aspiring singer, songwriter. I've been singing forever. Was diagnosed with autism when I was, 2.5. Music to me was one of the first things that really gave me something that I was good at, and felt like I was born to do it in a sense, not to sound arrogant.
My name is Anthony Mastrantonio. I'm from Islip, New York. I own Dang Barbecue. We have 3 locations now, along with our food trucks. So our original is here in Islip, my hometown, where I still live.
My name is Elisa Khaleesi. I'm a Long Island native, born and raised. I live, work, and play here on Long Island. What do? I try and make the world a better place one day at a time. For a living, I work for the state of New York, called the Dormitory Authority, in construction, breaking barriers for women every day. I also do commercial real estate, and I do a lot of charity work in my spare time.
My name is Christos Spiro. I'm from Oceanside, New York. I work with the youth football program, also within my church. No matter what it is within the community, if they need something, I'm there to help them.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mike Gianchetta, Gianco Environmental Services. I'm a local boy from Massapequa, currently residing in Huntington. I have a family-owned business that provides a full spectrum of environmental management capabilities, specializing in the hazardous material arena, and helping people is what we do, helping companies.
He had this idea about this fundraiser for Thanksgiving, and he said he was looking for a place that could help him out with it, that he had people to volunteer, but he needed somebody to kind of help him execute this Thanksgiving charity that he was putting together. So that was the beginning of what we've been doing now for about 10 years, where every Thanksgiving we've been feeding this shelter. About 100 plus families, mostly single moms with their kids, and we've been doing it ever since.
I was diagnosed with autism at 2.5 and was diagnosed nonverbal. I was literally singing before I could talk. The first sound I made was humming, trying to emulate what I heard on the radio, sitting at the Montauk Lighthouse at 4 years old, and those were my first words.
Over the years, I've seen a lot of stuff, and I've seen a lot of kids. People say troublesome or having a hard time communicating and everything else.
Pandemic has changed and added a lot of stress to families that already had stress. And you never stand so tall as when you scoop down to help Chuck. And that's what he does. And I'm so honored and so thankful to be able to be part of that platform. And I get to experience it, I get to share it, and I get to help as much as I can.
Homeless, food insecurity, disability, disabled, caregiver challenged. Many of them, they help. Without the caregivers to those who, in need, they're often forgotten and never rewarded. We take special interest in trying to help those who help others, is the basis of what we do every day.
And we have to give them the best possible opportunities without the elements of the street, without the elements of the culture of the music. And, music has a lot to do with it, because, everybody wants to be like a rapper. Everybody wants to be, the gold chains, the money. It's always thrown in these kids' faces. What we should be putting in front of them is more hard on discipline, being more hard on respect, and moving in the right direction, worrying about their grades,
We made everything homemade. It takes a while to make everything. We're breaking down all these, roasting the turkey and basically making all these care packages that are microwave, where you can just kind of put it in the microwave and you're getting fresh turkey, stuffing, gravy, mashed potatoes, corn and cranberry sauce. I mean, the whole thing is like a whole dinner, but we wanted it to be basically to where they can enjoy their family time together. I've met kids that have grown up now, that, Gary's actually brought by and introduced to me, that are 17, 18, 19 years old now, that will tell us how that meant so much to them to be able to have that Thanksgiving dinner with their family and have that brought to them to where it felt like home, because some of them are victims of abuse. So to try and give them some semblance of, peace, family, just, it's basically, I feel like it's the least we can do for people that are going through what they're doing, and Gary's the biggest part of that. Really, I'm just the cook. Really, I'm just the guy that's, putting the stuff together. But Gary's really the guy that kind of makes it all happen, So I'm just happy to be a part of it.
I like to believe that if even just for a minute, I can, whatever you're feeling in that moment, whatever anger, frustration, sadness you have going on, hopefully I can make that, if not go away, but just ease it for however much time I can. And on
I also have my own football youth camp that Gary comes throughout the years. He's been coming there. We've been involved in 10 years, doing it for all the kids on the Nassau County, Suffolk County borders to come to the youth camp. Last year, we started Gary's youth football camp in Brentwood, and that was a highlight. That was a great one-day camp that we had, which was fantastic for the kids. And they have a positive coach or a positive role model. It does something to them. It helps them. It lets them open up, the camaraderie that he has with his teammates, the trust with the coach, the openness. There's nothing better than to have your teammates lift you, and then to have your coach honor you and give you that platform to be something, and that's what these kids need.
I think sometimes that they miss the people in our own backyard. So Gary and I try to focus on, that family that maybe a bigger charity wasn't able to help. Last year we gave out 11,000 meals during the pandemic. People were hungry. They didn't have the means, clothing. We're full force come September through January. We go from back to school, to clothing, to Thanksgiving, to Christmas.
Having worked directly with Gary, Elisa, Dream 68, we have delivered over 11,000 meals. I've personally handed those, prepared, to those who didn't know where their next one was coming from, and to look somebody in the eye and hand that package to them and know that you made a difference. It just makes all the difference. And to, see the people that we've helped, meet just general personal needs that never expected anything. And it changed their world, changed mine. No doubt about it.
It's a constant battle with our children. Some children, they don't have father figures. Some children, their grandmother or their auntie, they're their guardian, so they don't have that positive, male role model or female role model that can consistently be on top of them. And it's very rewarding when you see the turnaround in a child, which has happened in many of our children, if not all of them.
What really strikes me about Gary is just how down to earth he is. Just a regular guy. I mean, this is a guy that he'll tell casual stories. I love his stories, by the way. As a sports fan, his story is just like it's amazing what he's done to take what he had done in a short period of his life and kind of like spread it out over his whole life to where basically he's done so much good with it.
He's the biggest teddy bear there is. The guy has the biggest heart. He comes down. He gives his time with the kids. The kids love him. He gives that special attention to those kids, and they just open up. They just open up to him. He gets that kid going. They start talking to him, and sooner or later, he's out on the field with them. He's trying to help them. He's trying to show them what to do. When he sits down and he talks to the kids and he tells them about life events or something positive and everything else, they listen. They really, really listen. And just the way he is, the way he gives off himself, really, really sparks a big thing with the kids. His foundation that he has right now, and he's working on really, really hard. It's a positive thing. I see what he does with the Thanksgiving. I see what he does with the camps. I see what he does with everything. He just wants to install all that positive stuff into the community and back into everything that we need. We need people like him.
He just wants to bring people together, and he has that energy to do that. And launching Dream 68 would have spiraled that even more. He wants to be, they say you can't be everything to everybody, but he is really challenging that. He wants to be everywhere and do everything.
I'm not a woman to be speechless, but sometimes I'm speechless. Like this woman. It's fantastic. I admire the fact that when you ask him where is he from, he says Brentwood, Long Island, just not Long Island. He has a core that is very strong to give back to the areas where he grew up. I find that he is a gentle giant and realizes the importance of mentoring and is taking that team spirit and all of the work ethics that is learned through being in a football career and coaching. And he's giving it back to our community, to the young kids that maybe are dreaming today, someday, to be a Super Bowl champion. And Dream 68 is the perfect name because he's all about giving the dream to these children.
He's real. He's just grounded. He does his work on a national platform. People have known him internationally. When people ask him, where's Gary Brown from? He doesn't say Long Island. He says Brentwood, New York. And that resonates with me, resonates with the people around us. You look at Gary, you look at the people around him. There's good people all over Long Island. And we want people to know how good we are.
Working with Gary and having Gary as a friend is a tremendous asset to me. He's a Super Bowl recipient. You're talking about a guy that came from the trenches and made it to the highest level of football. Having him as a friend helps me out so much because I do have bad days.
If you could describe Gary in one word, what would it be?
Oh, dear God. Trailblazer, in a way. He has just taken whatever life's thrown at him and created his own path. You look at him and you're like, how can I say that I'm not doing well or complain about what I'm going through? And I'm looking at this guy and he's fought through it all to be a Super Bowl champion and give everything he's got.
One word. Wow. When I think of him, I think of him as being larger than life. He's just somebody that when he enters the room, he is like a magnet.
One word? Oh, one word. Hero. And I don't mean salami, bologna. I mean a real American hero. I see what he does. I feel it when I'm with him, and the smiles from the people that shake his hand, to the hugs and the giving heart that he has. He has touched and helped so many lives, more than my reach could ever do. And he uses his platform for good. And to me, you don't have to do that. He chooses to do that. So to me, that's a hero.
One word. Every time I think about it, a friend, a buddy, honestly, family. That's the thing.
Relentless. Empowering, but relentless. He just does not say no. He, no matter how he feels, he always knows somebody feels worse. And he just pushes through. he had a dream, he lived his dream, and now he wants to make everybody else's dreams come true. Come true.
He's a champion. He's a champion because champion never gives up. You can never be a champion if you give up. A champion comes from, you come from the mud, man. You have to believe in yourself. You have to give it everything you got. Whether he won a Super Bowl ring or not, okay, I would still talk this high of him because Gary Brown would still be the same person that he is, giving back to children, giving back to the community, multiple communities, not just in Brentwood. Gary Brown travels, across the country, helping the veterans, signing autographs. When I think of Gary Brown, and how I can describe it, I would definitely describe him as a champion.
Gary, it's been, I can't believe that a literal Super Bowl champion is now one of not only I can call a true fan, but also a true friend. I never thought I'd have a Super Bowl champion's number in my cell phone, I'll tell you that. Who is a regular supporter of me and my endeavors. And it's an honor and a pleasure to support you and yours. And thank you for everything you do and everything you continue to do and have done for New York and for me and for everything that you stand for.
Hey, Gary. Buddy Anthony. Can't thank you enough for all that you do for the community, for all of us. We love you. We appreciate you. And I'm just so blessed and glad that I've met you and became part of your life, and you've taken me on this ride with you. It's amazing. So thank you for everything that you do, and just keep on doing it, man. Congratulations on everything that you've accomplished.
Gosh, thank you, Gary, for the platform and to enable me to give with you. And just thank you every day. Thank you.
Gary, I want to say thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for opening your heart to myself, my family, and especially to my son. You have shown him what it means to persevere. You've shown him what it means to live his dream. And you've given him and us the opportunity to be part of your team. And you open the hole, we'll make sure we keep coming through it for you. No problem. My pleasure. I love you, and we love you, and keep doing what you're doing. Stay strong, big man.
Hey, buddy, you're more than just a buddy. You're a brother to me. Me and you go a long way, and we help each other out all the time. And I would always go into battle with you no matter what. Whatever you need, whatever you want, I'm always there for you, my brother. And that's the heartfelt truth. I love you.
Thank you for letting me be a part of this, because Gary Brown is a monumental part in my life, and also a monumental part to Brentwood.